All right, welcome back. We're going to take all of this, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn it into this. Let's get cooking. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm Dave Guerra, U.S. Army veteran, former 11 Bravo. This vet cooks. And what are we making today? We're making slow cooker potato soup with sausage. All right, let's break down the ingredients real quick. Here we go. We need 3 medium-sized potatoes, 1 large carrot peeled, 4 cups of andouille sausage, 3 cups of vegetable broth, 1 cup yellow onion, finely diced, 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 medium stalk of celery, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 cups of cold whole milk, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 cups of natural cheddar cheese, finely grated, and 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. All right, now we're gonna save the cornstarch and the milk for the later on in this process. Now you see I have a little bit more, and that's okay because we had people coming over, so we have more stuff here. We're adding more veggies and more of the andouille sausage. All righty, so with the help of Mrs. This Vet Cooks, there we are. We're chopping up those potatoes, taking care of business. We're dicing them. So if you don't have one of these things are awesome. These things are fantastic. There we go. Little slicer, just pound it in there, slam, boom, there you go. Diced potatoes. No worries there. Alrighty, now we're going to get some celery, and the same thing. We're going to chop up. We're going to make it just nice. And split this the long way in half, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it up. Slice them or dice them. I don't know, whatever you call it. So we'll take care of that. And let's see, what else? Oh, yes. So we're going to start there we go. And now we're going to start chopping the carrots. That's it. So again, taking the ends off and then just finally chopping them less than 1/2 inch, maybe 1/4 inch of the chopping of the carrots. And again, as I said, we've got more because we've had people coming over. So otherwise, the original recipe is a little light on content on veggies and meat and all that, but it's potatoes. So either way, it's very good. Yes, we did add a little bit more potatoes. Didn't see it, but we just chopped the onions there, and now we're going to move into chopping the garlic. And go ahead. See, there they are. And I know the recipe did call for 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. Again, take off that stem there, and not the stem, the little layer. And then you can really get to work. It does get sticky. I don't know. But again, thank you to Mrs. This Vet Cooks for helping out this in this recipe. So always appreciate her. Hey, look, there's all the veggies. All right, on your far left, you have the garlic. All right, then you have the onions and the carrots. And back there is the celery. It's all in a bowl. So we're just going to dump that in a little bit later on. So all the veggies are in the bowl. Alrighty, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and, oh yes, the sausage. Okay, so it had to be cut up into about 1/2 inch slices, less than 1/2 inch. So here it is. Got to warm them up. Got to turn them a little golden brown or until they brown a little bit. So again, kind of help lock in some of the juices, because don't forget the andouille sausage. If you've never had andouille sausage, it's not juicy. It just doesn't have a lot of fat in it. So you definitely want to lock in those flavors. So just kind of sear them on both sides, and you should be good to go. Other than that, again, you're not committed to andouille sausage or boudin. You can just use regular kielbasa, sausage, smoked sausage, whatever works for you, whatever your preference is. But here we go. All right, so here we go. Now we've put the first batch, because I had to cook it in small batches, so I was using a small pan. The first batch of the sausage is there, and there off to the right side is the other sausage, the other link, and it's being cooked up. And so now we're going to start adding the dry ingredients. We're going to do the black pepper, and again, that was 1/2 teaspoon. There's a half teaspoon measurer, so we'll take care of that. There we go. We got that. And then we'll go ahead and move over to the garlic salt. And again, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. There it is. Alrighty. All right, let's do it. There it is. Spread it all nice and even. And last but not least, it's going to be the 1/2 teaspoon of the onion powder. Alrighty. So now, there it is. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add some broth. Not all the broth. It does call for, what was that, vegetable broth. 3 cups of vegetable broth. Oh, yeah, the rest of the sausage. Sorry about that. And then the broth. Here that comes. There it is, vegetable broth. So we'll go ahead and get that little container open. And there we go. And there it is. And again, most of these ingredients are coming over from our local H-E-B. And folks, again, what works for you, whatever brand you like, whatever make, model of vegetable soup, vegetable broth is up to you. All right, so you see I did add a little bit. Now I'm going to add the rest of the potatoes. There they all are. Put them in there. Yeah, look at that. Looks great. All right, then we're going to go ahead and top it off with the rest of the broth. So we'll get that. That way it kind of works its way down through the top. It's going to all mix up. Don't get me wrong. It's all going to mix up, but it's just one of those. Wanted to make sure got it all the way through, at least something. So there we go. And little tip there, folks. If this thing's taking forever to pour, punch a hole. Punch a hole at the back, at the bottom of the container, and it alleviates that pressure exchange. And it speeds the pouring up a little bit easier. All right, so now we got that. Got the rest of the broth. And now we're going to add the veggies. There it is, all of the veggies we saw earlier. There we go. All right, now we're going to give it a little stir. Mix things up. Make sure everything gets at least wet with the broth. Got to get that last bit of, oh yeah, that's all the garlic was there up against that. So all the garlic works. Here we go. Here's that stir I was talking about. And again, don't go crazy. It goes all flying all over the place. But no, just give it a little stir, mix things up. And don't worry, they'll all cook. But again, just to make sure it's all over the place. All righty. So there we go. Okay. All right, so what have we got now? So we did the stir. Now we're going to, let me finish that up. All right, now we're going to go ahead and cover it. And we're going to set this, we're going to set the temperature here on low. Oh yeah, don't forget that. Do not hook those things. That's only for travel. That's not for anything else. So we're going to set it to low for 6 hours. We're going to let it sit. And hey, what do we do in those 6 hours? Well, you know what we can do is we can make our Week 9 NFL picks. That's right. There it is, Week 9 NFL. Really? Halfway through the season. And folks, as always, before we go forward, we got to go and look back. So last week, Week 8, I went 8-8, broke even, but that's not good. 63-59 for the season. I definitely have to bump up those numbers. So let's get started. Thursday, Tennessee Titans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh. I'm giving it to the Steelers. All right. Sunday. Now, this is going to be a good matchup. This is the Miami Dolphins at Kansas City. However, Kansas City Chiefs are playing in Frankfurt, Germany. It's an early game. I'm giving it to the Chiefs. Next game is Minnesota Vikings taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Giving this one to the Vikings. All right, the next matchup is the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go ahead and give this to the Seahawks. All right, next matchup is the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cleveland Browns. Giving this one to the Cardinals. Yeah, I know, they're on the road. Giving it to them anyway. All right, next matchup is the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers. Signs of life, I'm giving it to the Packers. All right, the next matchup, there we go. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Houston Texans. Giving this one to the Texans. They can take the W. They're at home. All righty, next matchup is the Washington Commanders taking on the New England Patriots. Giving it to the Commanders. All right, another matchup there, and I do believe, yep, there we go. It's Chicago Bears taking on the New Orleans Saints, giving this one to the Saints. All righty, what have we got? We've got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers, you got the W on this one. And the next one is the New York Giants taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas, giving this one to the Giants. Yeah, should be pretty cool. Alrighty, this next one, not too thrilled about, but it is a classic matchup. Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, I have to say, giving it to the Cowboys. All right, then the Sunday night game, it's Buffalo Bills taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, giving this one to the Bills. And the Monday night game, well, that's Los Angeles Chargers taking on the New York Jets, giving this one to the Jets. And this week, there are 4 teams that are off. That would be the Broncos, the Lions, the Jaguars, and the 49ers. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and that's our picks. And you know what? Let's use some modern miracle of technology. Let's fast forward to, 5 hours later. Not 6, but 5 hours later. So 1 hour before, now we've got to do some stuff. Now we're going to add that milk and cornstarch. That slurry, we can mix it all up, make it a slurry, get that all in there. And so we'll get that in there. There's the container. There's the slurry. And just pour it in, go all the way across. You might want to give it a little stirry stir in just a second. Let's go ahead and dump that. There we go. Yep, there we're all good. Alrighty, it's looking good. I mean, it looked like you could already eat it prior to adding the slurry, but you know, now we're gonna stir this up a little bit, not too much. It's all gonna get in there. It's all gonna mix up. It's all good. There we go. Alrighty, so we added the stirry stir, and now we're gonna go ahead and come on. That's right. We're gonna close it, and again, so we're gonna run it for the other hour. Right, so 1 more hour to go, so that's that, and we'll do that. And then when the time comes, well, we'll go ahead. See, it's all nice and neatly steamed up. Let's go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and open it up. So now we've stopped the cooking. We've stopped it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add that cheese. Those what was it? 2 cups of mature cheddar cheese, finely grated. So what are we using? Hey, of course. Yeah, there it is. Now it's off. There we go. Sorry about that. Give it a little look. Everything looks good. Pull away from the edges. It's looking good. I'm really liking this new crock pot. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. The other one worked like a dream until it was time. But hey, in this case, new crock pot is good. The new crock pot is good. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, there it is. The Hill Country Fare Natural Mild Cheddar. It is 2 cups. There we go. There's the little stamp there on the side, or the bottom of the package. So let's go ahead and begin a little dumping. Now, it does say to stir them in or mix them in there. So I'm going to add a little bit. Then I'm going to mix it in that way. It works its way down. All right, there we go. Give it a little stirry stir. So right now the cheese is still kind of solid. So it's starting to get, but we're fine. So it lets you work with it. It's not going to stick to the spoon. There we go. We'll get that in there. But there you go. So you already start seeing remnants of it sticking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add some more of the cheese. Come on, we'll get that done. There we go. So we got that. Alrighty. Yeah, come on, there you go. A little stir again. I got a little bit left, so we'll get a little stir again. There we go. And again, folks, all afternoon long, the aromatics have been awesome. That Andouille Sausage was fantastic. Alrighty, and then of course the spices and the garlic and all of that going on down there. There we go. We'll go ahead and dump the rest of the cheese. Come on, Dave. There we go. Alrighty. Now again, the recipe can be modified. You can obviously, you don't have to stick to the letter of the recipe, but it's make it yours. Let me know if you've created this, if you've done this. I know others have shared in the comments, so thank you to everybody that has commented. Nice to hear your take on this and what. Oh, look at that cheese. And again, thank you very much to everybody that has followed along, watching the videos. Do appreciate you. There we go. So we're going to let the soup and the cheese rest for about 20 minutes. That way it gets all nice ooey gooey. And let's go ahead and take the lid off because here's the final product. Come on. There we go. Look at that. And yeah, that's cheese all across the top. So that kind of worked out. That was very nice. Now, of course, along the edges, that's where the actual heat is being generated, right there, or transferred from the clay to the food. But wow, look at that. Look at that. Alrighty. Look at that. Nice and ooey gooey. Loving that cheese. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get there it is. There's that Temptations bowl. I got to do something about the lighting. There's like this light that just, the hood covers too much of light, then it transitions and there's not enough light. But hey, we'll fix that here in just a second. In the meantime, we got some eating to do. Let's go ahead and pour this. Look at that cheese. Look at that cheese. What more could you ask for? Cheese. Alrighty. So let's see. Get some more in there. It looks great. There's the sausage. You see the carrots. You see the potatoes. And of course the onions and celery. They kind of render down, right? Because they're mostly water. But it's all in there. Nah, we'll get you a better light here in just a second. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can see that. There we go. I got you a little light there. All right. So it's nice. And again, my daughter said, Dad, you could have put crawfish. And it's like, well, yeah, it would have worked. So I got a little more Cajun flair to it. That's it. All right. Well, you know what? It's time to give it a tasty taste. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So grab a spoonful of and it's hot, mind you. So be careful. It's hot. And there we go. Some sausage and potatoes. Actually, I only got the bite into the sausage, the Andouille sausage. And very good. Very tasty. Very flavorful. It didn't run out. Now we'll do the potatoes. Nicely done. Very tender. They held together. It wasn't overdone. The flavors, again, they all got to mix. Fantastic. It's outstanding, a great meal. Well, listen, folks, I'm Dave Guerra. This Vet Cooks. You got my picks. You got everything you need. And there's the recipe. So listen, hey, This Vet Cooks.